Hello everyone and welcome back to another reading vlog. I have hiccups, forgive me. The theme of this reading vlog is baseball romances. So last month my theme was cowboy romances, so I think I just like the theme, so I'm just gonna kind of go for that. If you don't know, my favorite sport is baseball. I wasn't always like that. I've never been really a sports girl. Now I did play softball growing up. When I was young I played t-ball, then I played softball up until I was about 12 because I broke my nose playing softball, and ever since then I haven't been able to play it. But I never really watched a lot of sports. I'm not into football, I'm not into hockey, I'm not into baseball or anything like that. And then my husband, he grew up watching the Braves because that's what his dad liked. And so a few years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago now, he was like, I think I want to start, like, keeping up with the Braves. I'm watching it. It's like, you know what? I will support your hobby because he supports all of my hobbies, which is awesome. So I was like, I'll watch some. Maybe, I can enjoy and I can find something interesting to talk about. And then I fell in love with baseball and the Braves in particular. And now I'm just as addicted as he is. And I seriously love the team. I watch all the games. I would love to go to a game. That would be awesome. But I've really fallen in love with baseball. And it's actually a really great thing for my husband and I to talk about. We bond over it. We watch it. And that's not to say every, you don't have to watch every sport. I don't know. Like I said, I don't get football. He watches it sometimes. I don't get it. But I like baseball. I really do. I have favorite players. I have a favorite team, obviously. I just like watching it. It's easy for me to understand. So I just really enjoy it. So since opening day was literally yesterday, March 28th, I thought it would be a great time to read some baseball romances because I haven't read a lot and I want to expand my repertoire with them. Before I get into the books I'm planning to read, I do want to thank the sponsor of this video, BetterHelp. Have you ever wanted to try out therapy and just worried about how hard it would be to find therapy, where to start, how to even get in the process of looking for therapy? BetterHelp is the perfect solution for you. BetterHelp makes it super easy to look for therapy and to start therapy. All you have to do is go online to their website to fill out a questionnaire that asks you just the basic questions of why you're seeking therapy, what you're looking to get out of therapy, what you're struggling with. And from there, they will match you with a therapist. And it's amazing. Then you can schedule your sessions with your therapist. And even BetterHelp offers this thing where if maybe you're not jiving well with your therapist, which happens sometimes, not one therapist is going to be meant for everybody. You have to make sure you have a cohesive relationship. If you are not feeling that cohesive relationship, BetterHelp will let you substitute your therapist with a new one at no additional charge, which is awesome. I always recommend therapy. Therapy is something that can help you, it can help your family, it can help the people around you, because therapy can benefit you. Like, it could just do amazing things for you. Having someone to talk to, through all your problems, having someone to talk to through all your situations that are going on with your life. As someone who struggles very greatly with anxiety, BetterHelp is amazing, and I will always recommend them because asking for help is the best thing you can do for yourself and for your loved ones. Rest assured on that. Like I said, BetterHelp makes it super easy to get involved with therapy. You can schedule your sessions with your therapist, you can do chats, you can do other sessions. It's just amazing to be able to talk to somebody, and therapy is a great way to go. If you're interested in trying out therapy through BetterHelp, which I always recommend you do so, you can go to my link at www.betterhelp.com/bookables and you can get your first month of BetterHelp 10% off, which is awesome. Saving money and helping yourself, that is just amazing. Join the 50+ million people that are taking charge of their mental health today by joining BetterHelp. You will not regret it because helping yourself is the best thing you could do for yourself. Thank you so much to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Now onto the vlog. So I have 3 books I would like to read. I know that's ambitious, but I think I can fly through them because they are baseball romances. First up, I have the one I'm most excited about and the only one I have physically, and that is Caught Up by Liz Tomford. This is her 3rd book in her Windy City series. So every book has followed kind of a different sport. Her first book, Mile High, was about ice hockey. The second book was about basketball, and this one is about baseball. This follows a single dad named Kai, and he hires a nanny, and it's like a single dad nanny romance. So I am very excited for it. It is pretty lengthy, but her books usually are. It's like 400 pages, not too bad. So I'm very excited for that one. And then the other one I'm really excited for is The Art of Catching Feelings by Alicia Thompson. I know this is somewhat cheating because this has not come out till June, but I do have an arc on it on NetGalley. So I was like, oh, I really want to read it. And the last one I would like to check out is called Home Run Proposal, I believe, by Maren Moore. I have read one Maren Moore novella. It was a Christmas one I read not too long ago, obviously during Christmas, and I really liked it. So I was like, I should read a baseball one. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna read some baseball romances, talk about baseball. The first game of the Braves is today. It was supposed to be yesterday, but it rained all day and it was in Philly. My gosh, like, it's gonna be interesting. The first game, Braves versus Phillies in Philly. I think the Phillies are a great team, but man, their fan base is intense. So I'm very nervous about today. But either way, let's just, if you want some baseball romances and baseball good times, come on in. The water's fine. We'll have a great time. I'll update you when I have something to update you, aka it's been a few days. So yeah, yesterday's Easter, so this whole weekend's been a blur of just busyness and activities, and I'm tired. But I do want to update you. Sadly, I'm not finished with Caught Up yet, but I will say I'm pretty much halfway through this book. Like I said, I think it's 400 pages. I am on page 179, so I'm pretty much halfway through, and I'm enjoying it so far. So I will tell you what this book is about. So this book we follow, like I told you, it's the third book in the Windy City series. This book we follow Kai and Miller. So Kai is a pitcher for Chicago's fictional baseball team in this book, and he is a single dad. He has a 15-month-old son named Max, and he didn't know his son existed until 6 months, until the mom dropped him off on Kai's doorstep and was like, I can't do this anymore and I have to leave. So he missed 6 months of the son's life, and he really wants to retire because he wants to dedicate his whole time to his son, but his coach will not let him. And so basically the whole book is about him trying to find a nanny because he keeps firing nannies, and eventually his coach is like, look, you're gonna hire my daughter because she's a culinary chef. She's like this 25-year-old hotshot pastry chef, and she's taking the summer off, and I would like her to get closer to me and things like that. And her name is Miller. So she has kind of lost her love of cooking. She goes into kitchens to like get the kitchen a Michelin star by cooking these amazing desserts. She's going to be featured in the Wine and Food magazine, but she somehow cannot cook anything right now. So she's taking the summer off, and she's going to babysit Max for Kai. So it is an age gap romance. She's 25, he's like 32, so it's like 7 years, exactly how me and my husband are apart. No steamy times have happened yet. They're really taking their time having an emotional connection, which I really enjoy. Kai has a hard time trusting anyone around his son, understandably so. He has a hard time being away from him because if you don't know, if you're a professional sports player, you're away on a lot of games, but they travel with him, and it's going really good so far. I'm really enjoying it. I don't think I'll finish it today, but probably tomorrow. But I am, like I said, really enjoying it. I don't know yet if I like this one more than the second one, but it could be on par with that. I'm liking the chemistry Miller and Kai have, and I know this tension is there, and steamy times will definitely come up, so I'm looking forward to that. But I mean, he talks a lot about baseball because they're on a baseball team, so he talks about off days, training days, things like that. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it right now. And a fitting, of course, I am watching the Braves right now, and we are playing in, what do you know, Chicago. So I'm like, that's fitting because this takes place in Chicago. Only this team is the Chicago White Sox, not the Chicago Cubs. And this one's the Chicago Windy City Warriors. So hopefully I'll update you tomorrow. If I somehow finish it by tomorrow, that'd be great. I'm gonna really try to, but I don't know. So it's spring break here, which means I'm not gonna get barely anything done. So it is officially Tuesday, and I actually finished this late last night. I could not go to sleep for some reason. That's been happening to me a lot lately. So I just was like, might as well finish it. So I did. Overall, I give it a 4 out of 5. I still think I like The Right Move, the second book in this series, a little more, but I did like this one. I do wish there was more like baseball talk, which I feel weird saying for sports romance. Usually I'm like, I'm not really there for the sports, but for baseball, I'm like, I'm here for baseball. But if I told you what it was about. It's about Kai, who is a pitcher, and he's a single dad to a 15-month-old son. He keeps firing nannies, and then his field coach is like, you know what? I'm sick of you firing nannies. My daughter, whose name is Miller, she's 25. She's this really hotshot pastry chef. She's taking the summer off, and they both have different things going on. You know, Kai feels very responsible that he missed the first 6 months of his son's life, that could because he didn't know that he existed. So he kind of wants to quit baseball and focus on his son. And everyone else is like, you can do both. And so that's going on with him. Miller is a hotshot pastry chef, like, but she doesn't really love it anymore. But she feels like she should be obligated to do it because her dad, who is the field coach for this team, gave up his career in coaching and stuff like that and put it on hold for so long. So she feels like since he did that, she should have a career that, you know, should be blossoming and flourishing and really being the best she can be to repay kind of what he's done for her. So they both have a lot of like guilty consciences over things they cannot control going on. And I love the emotional connection between them. It is very steamy. And I do think it is a little too long. It's like 400 pages. I think easily 50 to 100 pages could have been cut out. I do feel like there was a lot of times where it meandered, but I love the baseball talk. And I do know the 4th book in this series is going to be Kai's brother, Isaiah, and the trainer, one of the physical therapists that always like tapes them up, works on like their legs and stuff, Kennedy, who he's been pining after. And at the end of this, you get to see a little sneak peek of it, but I enjoyed it. It was a good baseball one. I'm interested to see how baseball-y the other 2 books I'm planning to read are. So I gave it a 4 out of 5. I enjoyed it. I definitely still think, like I said, The Right Move is my favorite book out of the series. So moving on to my second baseball book of this vlog, and that is The Art of Catching Feelings by Alicia Thompson. This is my first book by this author. I tried her first book a long time ago. It was called Love in the Time of Serial Killers, but it was about like a girl that just lost her dad and they had a very rocky relationship, and I felt that was too similar kind of to my own life. My dad, I haven't lost my dad yet, but I'm taking care of him, and it's a really rocky relationship. So I was like, this is too hits too close to home for me, so I couldn't read it. And I don't know if I still have her in the second book. It's in the Cold World or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, either way, there's that. So that is going to be my second book, and I'm pretty excited about it. But I do want to say, before I get into anything else, today is April 2nd, which was a big publishing day. I would say this month is probably one of the best publishing months I'm really looking forward to. And today in particular was a very big publishing day because 3 books came out that I am really looking forward to reading this month. First up, we have the one I'm most excited about, and that is Just for the Summer, Abby Jimenez. I love her books. I've read them all. I'm so glad she's getting the hype she finally deserves. I read her first book a long time ago, The Friend Zone. I did not like it. Like, I was like, I'm not going to read anything more by her, but I'm so glad I did because her second book in that series, The Happy Ever After Playlist, I love, and it's still my favorite book by her. And after that, I've loved every one of her books since. I would say my least favorites have been definitely The Friend Zone, and I want to see the 3rd book in that series. I forget what it was called, but I didn't love that one. But last year's release, Yours Truly was great. Part of Your World was great. The Happy Ever After playlist was great. I'm hoping this will be great, so I'm very excited for it. Also in YA, the reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson is brand new. If you don't know, she wrote the Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I read the first 2, haven't finished the 3rd one. This one's a one and done one, so I'm excited to read just for that, and her covers are always really interesting. And then the other one, which I just bought, it's outside because I was like, I'll start reading this randomly. I don't know why I said that, but that is The Rule Book by Sarah Adams. That one also came out today. Like I said, I bought it physically, so I'm going to read that probably. I'm going to focus on all the new releases right after this vlog, which I might make another vlog. If you want that, let me know. Because also later on this month, Funny Story by Emily Henry comes out, which is probably my most anticipated the whole year. So April is a big release month, which I'm really excited for. So yeah, I'll update you when I have more to say, I guess. I am very, very tired today. Like I said, like usually I'm very tired because my kids don't sleep great, but last night they both slept decent. Somehow I just didn't sleep great. That happens every once in a while. So maybe tonight I'll get some good sleep. I would like to hope so. But either way, like I said, I'll update you when I have something to update you with. If you're ever wondering what it's like to live in Virginia during spring, this is it. Like, see this? This is not like chalk. That's pollen. Pollen. All the green. We, I think, are like the worst state. I think us in North Carolina are the worst for seasonal allergies. See this? That's pollen. It doesn't help that I have like 8 pine trees in my backyard. That's where they all come from. Pollen. I don't know if you can tell. Just pollen. Like, everywhere. Okay, here we go. There's my dog. This fell off the tree. Let's see. If I shake it, you can see. You see that? A straight pollen. It's insane. Also, I'm gonna wear my brace hat for this because, yeah, I haven't told you guys how we're doing. It's only been about 4 games into the season. We had a series of 3 games with Philly. Won the first 2, lost the 3rd one. Still in the series, so sorry, Philly fans, don't come after me because I know you guys are vicious. Then yesterday we started a brand new series. I think it's 3 games 2 with Chicago White Sox. We won that last night because I think they had a rain delay and it was like the top of the 9th, and I was like, call it. So they did. And then we're playing tonight, so I'll keep you updated. But the A is doing good so far. I'm excited. Do I look stupid in this hat? Probably. I don't care. Also, today is April 2nd. April is Autism Awareness Month, and April 2nd in particular is Autism Awareness Day. It's a day, I am happy that it's like a month-long thing that people might learn more about autism, because it's something very near and dear to my heart, which might not be to all people, which is understandable. If you don't know, I have a son that is autistic, so I do love that it spreads more awareness, because I always say in my videos, whenever I talk about autism, when you've met one kid or person with autism, you've met one person with autism. Autism spectrum is not linear. It is so vastly. You can't be, I mean, they have like mild, moderate, but there is so much to it that I can't even comprehend, and I have been living with my son for almost 10 years. So, you know, it's something that is just every day you learn something new, and it's tough. I'm not going to lie to you. It is tough. There's a lot of days where it is really, really tough, but there's also some really great days. Either way, if you don't know a lot about autism, there's my son, do a favor and research it, learn more about it, understand it, because, you know, it's just different. It's just, I don't know how to explain it, you know. And reach out to, if you have a friend that is an autistic mom, chances are she's a superhero and she's probably drowning a lot with lots of stuff, like myself. So reach out to them. Let them know that you're thinking of them and that they're doing great, because that's all we want to hear at the end of the day, is that we're doing great. Because a lot of times, I know as parents in general, we feel like failures, but I think even more so with parents with special needs, it feels like an extra failure, because it's just, I don't know, it's just how it is. So yeah, that's not to be like, what was me? No, my son's great. He's healthy. He's happy. And that's all I can ask for in this life. But I'm glad that there is stuff out there that has awareness to it with autism. So yeah, look it up. That's all. Alright, today we are doing Noah's floors. So this will be the last room in the house, officially, that will have the same floors as this, other than the kitchen. So we did Autumn's room, we did our room a couple years ago. Now, lastly, it's Noah's turn. And then we're going to transform this into his kind of bigger kid bedroom. And I'm going to show you an update on Noah's room. So, in my last vlog, we did a lot of stuff. We redid my daughter's room. We put new floors and we completely redid it. If you want to see more of how that was done, go check it out. But then after that, we redid the floors in Noah's rooms, and we are not quite done with it. We're almost done with it. So this is what it looks like now. As you can see, we're going for kind of an old kind of car theme, because he still really likes Pixar cars, and he's almost 10. I'm sure you know he's autistic, so his interests are a little bit young, but we don't ever want him to not be interested in the things he's interested in. So we just wanted to kind of maybe
maybe make it a little bit more grown up, if you will, but we don't ever want to dissuade him from his interest. So as you can see, we got a Route 66. That's really big. That kind of reminded me of Pixar with a Dynaco almost. And then this, my husband actually got on eBay. It's actually an old Hudson Hornet, if you know Doc from Cars. This is the hubcap. And then the rest I either got from like Hobby Lobby or on Amazon, I believe. So I think it really looks great. So we don't know if we're going to put anything on this wall quite yet. He got new bedding. He still loves that pillowcase, so we're keeping it. But we also got a brand new bookcase for him. As you can see, it is taller because he is taller. We still have to put some stuff up here. Like I said, we're not quite done with it yet. But either way, all of his books are nice and organized and much more to his height. And he's got a lot of them. So I've kind of organized them. He's got a lot I can read. We still have a lot of board books that he definitely does not read at all. So I might have to maybe put those in Autumn's room. A lot of Golden books. This whole shelf is literally Dr. Seuss books, as you can see. And there's still a few toys in these baskets down here. But like I said, I still have some more signs. I'm not sure if I'm going to hang up yet. This was my husband's. It's still kind of working in progress. Then we have his desk that is up here. That's still kind of a work. And I did just order a new Cars poster that's a little bit more grown up, if you will, to get that when it comes. And then over here we have license plates. So we're actually adding 2 more, which are right over here my husband has, but we're adding 2 more. So yeah, I think it looks great in here. We might replace this rug with like updated one, because he doesn't really play with this one that much. But we changed the whole layout of his room, and I think it looks much more open and things like that. But I think it looks really great. Hopefully we'll finish it this week. We're not quite sure, but we'll see. But either way, it's looking really good, and I think a little bit more grown up, I'd say. You have to let me know what your thoughts are.
I wanted to update you on my readings. So I'm already 30% of the way into The Art of Catching Feelings by Alicia Thompson. And this book starts off with our main character named Daphne, and she is attending a professional baseball game. I think they're like the South Carolina Battery, and South Carolina's, I don't even have a team. Anyway, she is like right there where the players go to like warm up right before the bat, like they're at bat, you know, or on deck. I think that's what it's called. As a baseball fan, I should know these things. Anyway, she's there. She is celebrating, I guess you could say, her divorce with her best friend. She gets a little hammered. She does not like baseball, but she's like, this guy next to me is heckling, so why not? And so the next thing you know, this batter comes up named Chris Kepler, and he is, you know, warming up and things like that. And she decides to like do an insult of, I kid you not, is like, your name should be Christopher Robin because you're hitting like poo or something like that. And I was like, really? That's a horrible insult. But he actually locks eyes with her, and he gets quite emotional. Like, he cries when he gets up a bat and he strikes out, and it becomes a big thing. So Daphne is feeling very, very remorseful about this. She did not mean to do that at all. And she decides to DM him on Instagram to apologize. She's like, I'm so sorry, you know, da 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 da. And then she starts to get in a conversation with him because he actually replies and everything's going really great. And then she scrolls up and she realizes, oh, I never identified myself as the heckler. I've just said, I'm so sorry for what happened. She forgot to say, like, I was the one that said that to you and made you have a breakdown. And I'm just like, this is being blown out of proportion. It goes on further. I don't think it's spoiling anything. I do think it's a big trigger warning to learn, and I'm only 30% of the way in, so I don't think it's spoiling that. This comment affected Chris so much is because his older brother really recently passed away and he took his own life, and that's already making him emotional. What's more emotional is, like you learn in the book, that his brother used to call him Christopher Robin because his name's Chris. So imagine like just losing your brother and then hearing someone heckle that to you, and that's just really traumatic. Not only that, but he hasn't told anybody on his team anything like that what's happened to his brother. And so basically they start communicating. They start actually texting and stuff like that. And she hasn't really revealed that she is who she says she is. Her profile on Instagram's like Ducky's Books or something like that. So he calls her Ducky, and she knows who he is. And what's even more crazy, Daphne actually gets a job with the team as the on-sports broadcasting to take over for her sister-in-law because that was her job. Like, you know what? Chris and Daphne can patch things up on air. And so I can already see the trajectory of this. I can guarantee you, because I've read a few books like this and I don't love them, that Daphne and Chris are going to have some interactions where he knows that she was the heckler because he actually seen her, and she's going to keep talking to him online and not reveal herself probably to the very end, because he's probably going to start, this is what I'm going to guess, he's probably going to start getting feelings for Daphne in real life, and he's probably feels like he's kind of cheating on Ducky because he has feelings for her online, but little does he know that they're the same person, and she knows it the whole time. That it's like kind of catfishing, but like not, you know what I'm saying? It's just very lying, I guess you could say, just being deceitful. I've read a book like this before in particular, where it was the second book in the Well Met series by Jen DeLuca, and I loathed it. It was the reverse, where he knew who she was, but he just kept going on, and I just was not a fan of it. So I feel like this might go the same. I hope it doesn't, but I feel like it probably will. But either way, I am enjoying the baseball aspect in this book, because he is going through a lot emotionally, and it's really affecting his game. He keeps striking out. He will miss fly balls. He's not the baseball player that he should be. And so I think probably maybe talking to Ducky, Daphne, is going to help him with his game. But that's my guess, is I'm going to think it's going to go like that. It's kind of like You've Got Mail, which when you think about it, Tom Hanks, they first didn't know who each other was, but then Tom Hanks figured out who Meg Ryan was, and he was still kind of deceitful about it, but, you know, in the end, it was a hunky-dory. But still, you think, like, that's kind of messed up, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how this goes. We'll update you, but that's my guess of how it's going to go. So, yeah, if I'm already 27% of the way in, I would love to finish this by, what's today, Wednesday? By Friday, I'd say I could do it. I could do it. This is going to be a long vlog. Buckle in. Hello everybody, it is Thursday and I'm here with an update. I am 65% of the way into The Art of Catching Feelings. And remember I told you yesterday, like, I could see this book going one way, the trajectory. It is going that way, but it's somewhat a little bit different, and I'm enjoying it, but I know that it's gonna come to light soon of her dishonesty, her catfishing, and it's gonna rock him. But I'm liking the relationship they are having. I don't want to spoil anything. I mean, you can clearly tell like a catfishing thing's going on, but I'm liking the chemistry between the characters. I also enjoy him a lot more, like reading about him more than her, Chris, because he's going through a lot. He's in a rut, and he lost his brother, and he's kind of just getting his momentum back, talking to Daphne and talking to her in text, thinking that she's someone else. But I'm really enjoying it so far, a lot more than I thought I was when I first began it. I was like, ooh, I don't know. I was even thinking about DNFing it, because the first little bit of it, I was like, but now I'm like really enjoying it and going back to it quite frequently. And I will finish it tonight, because I'm just going to have to finish it because I need to know what's going to happen. But yeah, I just wanted to update quickly. I feel like usually I'm like, hey, I read it, and then I tell you about halfway, and then I'm like, I'm done. So you know, I'm trying to update a little bit more frequently. I'm also really obsessed with the song called The Way by Fastball. If you've heard of the song, it's a 90s one. It's like his double rainbow. Like, he doesn't ever seek out to hear it, but when he hears it, he feels extremely lucky or something like that. I don't know why I said that antidote, but I found that interesting. So there we are. So that's my update for now, and I'll update you when I'm finished with it, which will hopefully be either late tonight or tomorrow. So, hi, it's a few hours later. This angle's horrible. My hair looks horrible, but it's getting to be nighttime, so I don't care anymore. Either way, I literally just finished The Art of Catching Feelings by Alicia Thompson, and I have to say, I really enjoyed it. This proves to me that sometimes maybe you should stick it out with books. Now, that's not to say that all the case. Like, I think if you're really, really not liking a book, just put it down, because it's not going to do you any favors to keep pushing. But if you're like, it's okay, maybe keep going a little bit more and see how you're feeling, and that was the case for me. So it was around like the 10%. I was like, I'm just not sure about this. I can see where this is going, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. But I'm glad I stuck it out, because I ended up really enjoying it. Not the catfishing part. That part was just misleading as mess. Like, I don't know why there are books like that. I don't get it. I will say it did it way better than, I don't even remember the second book in Jen DeLuca's series. That's how much I disliked it. It was like the chemistry between Chris and Daphne a lot. I love that it talked about mental health, especially within a sport, because that's something that doesn't get talked about a lot. And he was going through a lot with his brother's
taking his own life and things like that, and he was just really getting into his head and it was affecting his baseball game. But I really love the chemistry they had and how real they were with talking to each other. And you know, of course things came to a head. I'm sure you can guess from the, you know, when I told you about it, but I ended up really enjoying it. Now I could see that a lot of people won't like it because of the catfishing thing, which I totally get, but I think it did, the characters talked and resolved things. Okay, excuse me. I think the characters did talk and resolve and things like that. So, but I could see how people really wouldn't like it. Like, it couldn't get past that. I could 100% see that. But I enjoyed it overall. I would give it a 4 out of 5. And I think I'm doing pretty good. I want to say it's been less than a week and I've read 2 books, which is really good for me. And the wind's blowing. My next read is going to be Home Run Proposal by Marin Moore. I believe this is college baseball. The first 2 I've read are pro baseball. So we'll have to see. It's going to be interesting reading about pro baseball and then switching to college baseball. So we'll see how I feel about that. Alright, welcome to my garden setup now. Everything's just freshly watered, that's why it looks like this. So, I have dianthus at the front, and I put right behind it pansies, because those are great. Right here, where all this white stuff is, that's just soil. I just planted about 6 artisan lilies, so those are bulbs, so I'm confident those will grow. These right here are snapdragons, which I love and I've never been able to find in stores, so I am so happy about that. So there's a whole bunch, and then I have some more established snapdragons I bought that are bigger right there, just 2 of them. And then that's a hosta. I don't know how big that'll get. We transplanted it. And then all of these right here are gladiolas, which I got bulbs of last year, and I spaced them out too much. So this year they're really close together. So we're gonna see how this goes. I think this will be the garden bed that will actually do well because everything's already established. I'll show you the other one, but I think right now it looks really great. We'll see how it flourishes and if I need to add more. Here, I probably put way too many flowers in this, but you know, it is what it is. It's a mixture, sorry of the lighting, gosh. It's a mixture of pansies, right here, petunias, and then I also have another couple of snapdragons. I just know they'll grow tall and pretty, so I think that'll look really good, and hopefully everything will complement each other. And then I have the same thing in this one, a mixture of snapdragons, pansies, and petunias. Over here, I have a whole bunch of pansies I just put in this pot right here because I had extra, so I was like, they could just grow in a pot, and if I like them, they'll stay in here. If not, I could transplant them. And then over here is a new thing. It's snapdragon seeds. And I just planted them on there. Will they grow? I don't know. We're going to find out. Over here is my hyanthus that has already grown and is done. I'm waiting till it dies off to chop it because I know this needs it for the bulb to grow again. And right here is my mums that come back strong every year. So I know when these die down, the mums will just flourish. These are Calabrecchia, I think. My mom got this for me. It's just a hanging basket. Hanging baskets are a quick, easy way to add color, and I love it. Moving on to my little pots. I got my hibiscus, which I had last year. It did amazing, but then idiot me to not bring it inside for the winter, so it died. So this year, I'm treating this baby like it's gold, and I'm going to bring her inside when it's done, just like this dahlia, which I've never had a dahlia before. So I would put these in the garden, but I want to put them in just a singular pot to see how they do. And yeah, but either way, like these are the most stunning. And then I have again, I bought a huge petunia pack, so I just put 2 in here. This is done. Look how pretty it is. So Matt painted it white, and then we have a couple of hangers. I have little steps right here, and this is my bird feeder. And this is my hummingbird feeder. It looks empty, but I spilled some of it, and that's my fault. But either way. And then down here, I just planted all of my seeds. And I have no clue when it comes to seeds. So I planted it, and I watered them. Will they come up? I don't know. When I tell you there's a crap ton of seeds over here, there's a crap ton of seeds. I have some sunflowers back there. I have coneflowers. I have black-eyed Susies. I have Shasta daisies. I have zinnias, lots of zinnias. Same wise with over here. I made all of this kind of the same. This is a hydrangea that is just amazing. I need to buy some more sun-bearing hydrangeas, but they haven't come out yet. But this one is doing great. I love her. And over here, again, I just put a whole bunch of seeds. It's sunflowers, it's Shasta daisies. No coneflowers over here, just I think daisies, cosmos, and some dahlias. I don't know. We're just gonna, it's an experiment. This is truly an experiment. This year it could totally fail. It probably will, but maybe I'll learn something. Either way, it's cheaper to do seeds than actual flowers, so I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll keep you updated in like a couple months.
Hello everybody. If you hear the fan, I'm sorry. It's a little warm in here. even though it's only like 65 degrees. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, I hate to be that girl, but I've already finished the last book that I'm going to read for this vlog, and that was Home Run Proposal by Maren Morris. And it was okay. It was definitely my least favorite of the bunch. So the first two I talked about, Caught Up and The Art of Catching Feelings, were both professional baseball, and I really liked them. This one was about college baseball, and baseball wasn't really that much even of an emphasis, I think, because it wasn't his career. So in this book, we follow two characters. We follow Lane and Hallie. Hallie is a freshman at Louisiana University. Whether or not that's a real university, I don't know. And Lane is a senior, and he is on the baseball team, and he is an amazing pitcher. He's hoping to get drafted, like, first round MLB pick. And basically, Hallie and Lane have known each other all their lives because Hallie and Lane's younger brother Eli are best friends, and there's no feelings between them or anything, but they've just known each other. Hallie's always harbored a crush on Lane, and little does she know, Lane's always harbored a crush on her. And since she's a freshman in college, she decides, you know, she hasn't done many things in the, like, love department, is to say, if you will. I don't know what the right way to say it is, and she feels very inexperienced. Why we do this, I don't know. Like, what is wrong with that? Like, there's not like a code where when you go to college, you have to do these things, and I'm like, but either way, she's like, I want some experience, and I'm gonna ask Eli, my best friend, to teach me, so whenever the time comes, I won't be awkward. I've read this, like, I've read this situation a lot of times. Sometimes it's done well, sometimes it's not. But she accidentally tells it to Lane and not Eli. I think she's talking to Eli. And Lane is like, oh my gosh, this is my chance to be with her. And so he's like, yeah, I'll teach you. Instantly, he is like head over heels for her and treats her the best, and it's neatly a relationship. And there's really no plot to it. It's just kind of just steamy time. Was he amazing to her? Absolutely. Like, he treated her like a queen, which is amazing. I just felt like they tried way too hard with I'm a different quirky girl, because Hallie was into a lot of conspiracy theories and Bigfoot, and so she would always wear Bigfoot socks and Bigfoot shirts and extraterrestrial t-shirts. I don't know, I was just like, okay. But I mean, it was okay. It wasn't horrible by any means, but I wouldn't continue on with the series, honestly. I gave it a 3 out of 5. If you just want mostly steam and not a lot of plot, I would recommend it, but I don't know, maybe it's more new adult, I guess you could say. I just didn't love it. So there you have. I read 3 baseball romances, and I enjoyed them all. Like, there wasn't one I read that I was like, this is horrible. I think my favorite, thinking back on it, is The Art of Catching Feelings by Alicia Thompson, which I did not expect to say, but I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I would recommend all 3 of these. If you're just looking for a fast, fun baseball romance, I would check it out. Right now, the Braves are playing the last game in the Arizona Diamondbacks series, and we've won the first 2. We've won the first 2, and I'll let you know if we win the last one. Hopefully we will. It is currently the bottom of the 6th we're winning, but you never know. You never know. We've come back hard on both of these 2 games. So either way, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.